Hi, welcome again. Father Rendell Torres here, and just wanted to say a few words about this beautiful solemnity of the Annunciation of the Lord, which we're going to be celebrating on Tuesday, March 25th. As you know, the patron saint of our Diocese of Albany is the Immaculate Conception, and that's also the name given to our cathedral and also to at least one other parish in our diocese. And the Annunciation of the Lord by the Blessed Virgin Mary is a very important feast day for our diocese and for our parishes. In fact, you may even hear the bells going off right now for the Angelus, and the Angelus is very much about the Annunciation. And the Annunciation is related to the Immaculate Conception for various reasons, but first of all, the angel Gabriel appears to the Virgin Mary and addresses her with a very special and extraordinary title. He says, in some translations, "Hail, full of grace," and that title is translated often as "full of grace" or "most highly favored one." And it comes from a Greek word in which the Gospel of Luke was written, and that Greek word is kekatatomene. Kekatatomene is a perfect passive participle. Anyway, it basically means, "Hail, you who have been filled with grace completely from the very beginning." So the angel is basically saying to the Virgin Mary, "Hail, you who have been filled with all of God's grace," or fully with God's grace from the very beginning, as much as any human being can be filled with grace. And wherever a person is filled with grace, sin cannot be. And in essence, this refers to the Immaculate Conception of the Virgin Mary, where she's conceived without sin, especially original sin. And the angel Gabriel makes this title, "full of grace," her name. In other words, he makes the Immaculate Conception her name in a way. And the Virgin Mary confirms this and understands this to be her name. And she says this in Lourdes, France, in 1858, when she appears to the young girl Bernadette Soubirous several times. And Bernadette asked her what her name was, because Bernadette's pastor wanted to know who this young lady was who was appearing to his parishioner. And finally, after many times that Bernadette asked her this question, on March 25th, the solemnity of the Annunciation, the Virgin Mary answered Bernadette and said, "I am the Immaculate Conception." She didn't say, "I am immaculately conceived," but she made it her name. "I am the Immaculate Conception." Well, what can we gain from this beautiful feast day of the Annunciation of the Lord to the Blessed Virgin Mary? Well, we can gain a hint from the Rosary. When we meditate on that first joyful mystery of the Annunciation, the fruit of that meditation is humility. We receive this spiritual gift, this fruit of being more humble, like Mary is humble and like Jesus is humble. And the world, I think, needs a little bit more humility, because our pride makes us impatient, makes us angry, makes us not want to forgive others. But most of all, our pride prevents us from receiving God's mercy, His grace, and His sanctifying love, the love that changes us. And so when we meditate on the perfect, the beautiful, the total humility of the Virgin Mary, even though she is the greatest human being ever created and chosen to be the Mother of God, she still shows this perfect, beautiful receptivity to God, what we call humility. She's totally receptive to whatever He wants, to doing His will. And she says very simply, "Behold, I am the handmaid of the Lord. Let it be done to me according to your word." And so in the statement, the Virgin Mary is the image of the Church and the model of every Christian. And so if you and I just mirrored that or echoed what she says by saying to God in our own words, "Behold, I am the willing, joyful servant of the Lord. Let it be done to me according to your word," then we would be filled with great peace and joy and strength to do His will. And doing His will is what it means to be holy. So I invite you to join us for our Masses at the parish network churches of our parish network for the Feast of the Annunciation, the solemnity, on Tuesday, March 25th. There will be a 12:05 p.m. Mass at St. Mary's on Lodge Street with music and singing. And there will also be a solemnity Mass at the Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception at 5:15 p.m. on Tuesday evening, followed by confessions. And I also always just encourage people to take advantage of the healing graces of confession during this beautiful season of Lent, so that you can experience the greater closeness of the merciful heart of Jesus, who loves you and me more than anyone else loves us. So please pray for me, and I'll pray for you all, and God bless you.